Hey guys, and welcome to The Mention. I'm Emily of the Olympics, but we are...
Before we get started, we are sipping on some Perrier Jouet Champagne, which is actually really special, guys, because this is the official drink at some of the after parties. One, which I will be attending, which is the Call Me By Your Name cast party. Okay, I won't be attending.
Your plus
but
one?
like,
I was like, of course Serena's like, I'm attending. I'll be on the guest list.
Unclear. We'll see. But cheers, guys.
Cheers, ladies. I'm excited.
Cheers. All right. Are you guys ready for some champagne and hot tea? Because we
I'm
have
so
a lot.
ready,
We have a lot of Oscars hot tea. So first up, we've been talking a lot about kind of red carpet politics this award season, right? Everything from like what people are wearing to what kind of questions should be asked. And E! News has kind of come under fire, and there's a lot of guessing about what's going to happen on Sunday because. First of all, E! kind of came under a little bit of controversy earlier this award season when a lot of celebrities from Deborah Messing and Eva Longoria to SJP basically were calling them out for not paying Kat Sadler as much as the rest of the hosts were getting paid, the male hosts. So that happened, and then there was also a moment where Tarana Burke, the founder of Me Too, was speaking, and E! instead panned to Dakota Johnson's dress, which, like, who cares about what Dakota Johnson is wearing? We have the Me Too founder talking right now. So E's kind of been messing up this award season, and on top of that, now Ryan Seacrest has come under fire because there were allegations from a former stylist who said that he sexually assaulted her. And then Variety this week got a copy of a letter she wrote detailing what happened, and it's pretty bad. Like, it's pretty damning, I have to say. So there's a lot of questions about how E is going to handle the red carpet on Sunday.
Right, because as of right now, Ryan Seacrest is still their point of contact, but like you were saying, a lot of celebrities are declining to do interviews. There's even a report that the producer said they have no celebrities booked.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing, and I think kind of what we saw with E! is, you know, obviously E! is a huge network and they want to be as politically correct as possible, but when you pour so much time and energy into the wrong things and not focusing on really dedicating your time to answering those Me Too Time's Up questions, all people remember are like the Deborah Messing moments where E! didn't step up and they didn't, you know, take control of the questions they were asking.
And as of right now, E! does say that Ryan is still supposed to be hosting on Sunday, which that's a bold call because if you read that letter, I mean, this girl's talking about how he was groping her in his underwear, and this was ongoing from 2007 until 2013. But they said that they closed the investigation against him because of a lack of evidence, but they've had this letter since November. So it's definitely a little sketchy on behalf of E! And obviously they've had controversy with Juliana Rancic. I know you love her. Which they've had controversy with Juliana Rancic before for, you know, she said that Zendaya looked like she smelled like patchouli on a red carpet. Like they've come under fire a few times. So I think E! needs to really step their game up on Sunday if they really want to stay in the red carpet hosting game.
Absolutely.
It's
kind of crazy that they're still having Ryan do it.
Our
celebrity's going to go up to him. What do you guys think?
Well, actually, The Cut did a big investigative piece yesterday that came out, and some of their sources said that some celebrities have talked about maybe just going and only speaking to Juliana, which I think would be kind of weird. I think it's like they're trying to make a point, but I think if you really want to make a point, just skip E! altogether because I'm sorry, but I feel like they made the wrong call on this one.
You know what I also think, though, is I feel like we're seeing a lot of people being outspoken and using their place as, you know, being able to speak and have this platform. And I could see a lot of celebrities actually going up to Ryan and asking about the Me Too Time's Up movement and really just asking straight to him.
Let me tell you who's going to be nervous on Saturday night, Ryan Seacrest.
I can't imagine the prep that's going into that right now.
He knows it's coming.
Well, I thought that we'd see no more of Harvey Weinstein, but alas, he is near the red carpet, but not really, luckily. On Thursday, a gold statue of Harvey Weinstein appeared very close to where the Oscars are going to be on Sunday. He's robe swaddled on a casting couch, which is incredible because fans can literally go and sit next to him. And he has an Oscar statue kind of placed strategically by his groin area. This is actually a collab by street artist Plastic Jesus, who's best known for his annual Oscar season installations that aim at the dark side of show business and provide a lot of social commentary. And he collabed with Joshua Ginger Monroe, who's this artist who's behind the infamous naked Donald Trump statues. So I really love this piece. I think it's so poignant and just like, even though I don't want to see any more of Harvey Weinstein, I think it's important to show that like, just because maybe he's out of the industry doesn't mean his legacy isn't, and that like we still need to continue #Time's Up. But the piece was intentionally crafted so you could sit next to him and take a picture, which I thought was interesting because basically the artists were saying that to be able to knock a monster down and peg and poke fun and ridicule him helps remove its power. right? So I thought that was really, really smart. What do you guys think about the statue?
I think that's really powerful. And actually, after I saw this article, I went and looked up the artist Plastic Jesus, and he's kind of known for making these art installations, like you were saying, that have some sort of deeper meaning, or they, deconstruct some social concept. And so I really loved the fact that he does this. And he even said that for this statue that he created, it was a crowdsourced. So he's like, I want funds from that. And so people actually supported it. So I think that goes to show that people wanted this to happen, like you were saying, to really claim that power and to have this sort of peace and almost like a laugh, not a laughing moment, but some sort of where you can feel like you can grasp it and kind of take your own power back with it.
I agree, but one thing, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't even want to see his face. Like I had some kind of
I didn't really
want to see his face, and I think Variety or the Hollywood Reporter, one of the two of them did a story, what if we made the Oscar statue this year a woman? And I think like something like that would have been a little bit more empowering, could have been a more interesting way to kind of start that conversation of taking the power back. So I got the intent behind that statue, but I didn't love the fact that it was like actually Harvey, because I'm like, I don't even want to sit next to that man, see that man, anything.
It's also gross. Like, I wouldn't want that on my Insta feed.
Right.
Like, I don't want him near it. But
on the other hand, it's kind of like he was such a huge part of this year,
Yeah.
so you feel like you almost have to acknowledge it, right?
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. There are probably other ways to do it, but it seemed like it could be.
Yeah, it definitely made a statement.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you guys remember last year with the Oscars, switching gears just a little bit to another scandal, was when the Best Picture was announced. The most infamous moment where La La Land thought they had won the Best Picture award. It turns out Moonlight actually had won, and huge to the most awkward 25 to 30 second clip on television. People were scrambling, no one knew what to do, people were pointing fingers. It was a huge thing, and honestly, I was cringing at home. Do you guys remember watching that?
Oh, absolutely. I was here in the office at Refinery, and all of us literally were just like, what's happening? Like, it took a minute to really figure out what had happened because we were all just screaming, and I was like, I can't hear, what are they saying? Like, it was insane.
it was the craziest moment I've ever seen on television.
And it was wild because so many people were pulling for La La Land, so many people were pulling for Moonlight, so the fact that those two up against each other, crazy. So this year, the Oscars are not taking any chances, and I thought this was really interesting. They've actually implemented 6 new rules.
Ooh,
are you guys ready for them? The first one, the celebrity presenter and the stage manager will confirm they have been giving the correct envelope, which to me is a no-brainer.
Right, like, why was that not happening already? Why?
I am confused why that's a new rule being implemented, but okay. The second, PwC partners are prohibited from using cell phones or social media during the show. I guess they could get distracted or say something.
That's what happened. He was taking a selfie, the guy that messed up last year. He was taking a selfie. He wasn't supposed to be doing that. But he was like, oh, here's the card. I got to take a selfie. And, like, that's what happened. Yeah,
no cell phones at all. They're taking it all right.
Sir. One job.
But so the PwC accountants who actually do the show will have memorize the winners list. Before, it's always you open it up and they're surprised too.
Right.
They already know, so there's no chance. So a third balloting partner in the control room also has the list memorized. So if something happens, they're going to cut away. The control room will know. So all 3 accountants will attend rehearsals and practice if anything goes wrong, which again, another one, shouldn't they already be in rehearsals and practice? I don't know. All right, and then this year, the PwC chairman, Tim Ryan, will personally be involved with Oscars operations this year. So I feel like Tim was probably like last year, he's like, you guys are all screwed up, I'm taking it over.
Yeah, he was probably at home eating popcorn. He was like, oh, damn, next year I got to actually go to this show.
The Tim
Make
Ryan
sure they
show.
do it. Like,
No, I mean, the thing about last year, it's like, okay, the right person ended up winning, the right movie, but at the same time, like, I was upset because it was a live show and it had to end. I feel like Moonlight didn't get the speech that they got to make, like, it was like craziness.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like they almost got robbed of their moment.
100%. And then the next day, I mean, there was a lot of memes about that and a lot of people who were outraged, and that's why a lot of people thought it was maybe a conspiracy. Like, it was like, oh, we're finally going to give this amazing black movie this moment, but not really, though. So
I mean, I hope that that's not true.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody, honestly.
You guys believe the conspiracy? Comment below.
I also do feel bad for La La Land, too, because you rewatch that clip, and they're all just, like, wrestling around on stage. They look so scared afterwards. Like, that has to be, like, a scarring moment also.
Also, the memes of everyone in the audience, like Meryl Streep, like,
yeah.
Woo! Those were reactions.
Wild.
Well, guys, there's even more Oscars controversy this year. It's like there's a lot happening, actually. The Shape of Water, now, y'all know, I loved The Shape of Water. Like, I was so excited about this movie. Like, it was so romantic and, like, fantastical, but there's a little controversy surrounding it. So basically, this man named Paul Zendel says that Guillermo del Toro, who directed the movie, which, by the way, was nominated 13 times for an Oscar this year.
Okay.
So it's a big Oscar movie. It's in the running for a lot of different categories.
And it's won so many other awards, too, in
Yes.
previous award shows.
Yeah, and it's already getting a lot of love. But Paul Zendel basically accused the director, Guillermo, of plagiarizing the script from a play that came out in 1969. So Paul Zendel's father, David, wrote a play about a woman who is working in a science lab who falls in love with a dolphin. Now, that may sound similar to The Shape of Water, which is about a mute woman who's a cleaning lady in a research lab and falls in love with an alien. So
the
plot sounds very similar. However, there are some big differences, and Guillermo is saying that he never ever heard of this play before, that all of his collaborators vehemently deny ever having heard of, seen, read a script for the play, anything.
Okay, but guys, when I watched the movie, I was like, this is Beauty and the Beast.
Well, there's similarities to a lot of those.
Right?
Like
it's
woman
the
falls
classic,
in love with another species.
I didn't think it was that original either.
I will say, though, art imitates art. Like, everything is inspired by something. And
sure.
And I sort of I feel like that he created this beautiful movie, and he probably was inspired by lots of other things he's seen before, right?
An interesting thing, though, was that this movie came out last fall, and they didn't actually come forward about the plagiarism claims until January. And so Fox, in their statement, very shadily was like, I think that they just want money out of us because they waited until award season to say anything, and now they're trying to get us to settle, but we're not backing down. We're standing behind Guillermo and his claims that he didn't plagiarize. This is his project. No one has ever collaborated on anything with this play. So, I mean, it was interesting timing. Like, this movie's been out for a hot minute, and y'all waited till award season to say anything.
True.
And you know what's a really interesting fact that I read yesterday researching the Oscars is that typically in the past Oscars year, the winner of Best Picture, their revenue and sales of people seeing the movie goes up by at least $3 million.
Yeah,
of course.
Crazy. So
Right.
Makes sense.
Right.
It's the Best Picture.
But
Right.
it's, I mean, you think go watch it and then they actually go see it, so it's funny. It's like, you're right. A Fox would be like, what the heck?
Yeah, like they're like, you guys are just trying to get the money out of us now. So I don't know. I still love The Shape of Water, and I hope that it gets a lot of love during award season. But there's also so many other great movies nominated, so I guess we'll see.
Did you love Shape of Water?
No.
I know. Emily Curl and I argued about this.
It was so funny because after I was gearing up going to see it, I was like, yes, can't wait. Like, Ari loves it. The next day I came in and I was like, Ari, listen, I think maybe I just missed something. I was like, I'm so confused. I was literally just like, I mean, yes, it was beautiful. And then after that, I really did want to learn sign language. But other than that, that was
Good takeaway.
the whole thing. I was like, I felt like it was overhyped. I did like the art direction, but I'm kind of like,
yeah, I would think.
I didn't
It's
love
okay.
it. I
Emily
didn't
and
love
I
it.
disagree on movies sometimes. It's fine. It's
Just
all
a little
good.
bit.
It wasn't a Disney movie. I get it.
Did you guys like Shape of Water?
Oh, the shade throwing.
If you guys like Shape of Water, I want to know. Comment below because I liked it too. I thought it was very stylized. On to the next. Guys, there's an Oscars category that I should start, and it's called Breakout Stars. And we should say just like that. But anyway, I want to recognize the actors that literally appeared out of thin air during 2017. And number one, I want to give it to Tiffany Haddish, our girl.
Yes, absolutely.
And Timothy Chalamet, my future husband.
Who is he is like the it person right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
so sexy. 2017 was the year of Tiffany Haddish, though. And it sucks that Girls Trip got snubbed, and it was nominated for 0 awards.
Girl.
I know how Ariana feels about that. Because it grossed over $140 million worldwide, and it was also considered one of the top films of 2017. And I thought that having Regina Hall, Queen Latifah, and Jada Pinkett Smith was like having the trifecta.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden comes this newcomer, Tiffany Haddish, and I'm like, hold on, where have you been?
Yeah, I mean, Tiffany, she didn't really come out of thin air because she's been on the stand-up
That's true.
scene for a hot minute.
Yes,
she's
that's
been
true.
doing her thing.
But in the major
Girls
motion
Trip really
picture.
put her like on the map for sure. So it was really a bummer. But I will say, Tiffany has gotten some amazing opportunities. She's hosting them TV Movie Awards. She's going to be doing voicing an animated character. She was a first look.
SNL.
She did
Yes.
SNL. She got a first look deal with Netflix. So I feel like for her, she's like, Oscars who? Like, I'm fine with that. It's all good.
We actually have a video to show you her best moments of 2017. Take a look.
Girl, you can't get no infection in your booty hole. It's a booty hole. I want to be somebody when I grow up. I always want to be. I want to be a huge star. I grew up in foster care. Anybody else grew up in the system? Make some noise if it was in the system. I'm the only special here, huh?
I
used
like
to work
that
at
you
an
ain't.
airline.
Okay, yeah. Let's get to this story real quick.
As soon as I seen you, I upgraded you to first class, right? Because your seat was in the back. And so I had asked you for your autograph. And you was like, I'm not really in the mood to sign any autographs. And I was like, I'm not in the mood to get first class upgrades either, but I want to get my own place one day, work with Jada Pinkett Smith, have my own stand-up comedy set special, sit across from you one day and you googly eye me like, yes.
You've selected Boo Boo Jeffries.
Knock, knock, who's there? Boo Boo Jeffries. Boo Boo Jeffries who? If you don't know, you stupid. They tell you you're not funny. They tell you if you do this, I'll give you this. If you do that, I'll let you open up for me. I'm going to use my talent. I'm going to use my know-how, and I'm going to use my work ethic to achieve. And then one day, you're going to be asking to open up for me. And that's what happened. Hey.
Many of these.
I got the cookies.
I will not allow no man to shut down this dream I have, because it keeps coming to me, and it's like God keep telling me, you got to do this. You got to share your story. You got to spread this joy. You got to spread love. Like, you got to do it, Tiff.
She's epic. I'm obsessed with her.
I mean,
hilarious.
she is truly my favorite breakout star of the year.
Definitely. And we got to give some love to Tiffany Chalamet. He's from New York. He went to LaGuardia High School, so I feel like we're like connected somehow. And anyway, I thought he had an amazing performance in Call Me By Your Name. He's been in Homeland. Like, he's been around as an actor too, but like this was really his breakout movie. And he's nominated for Best Actor, so I'm really hopeful for him. That being said, the youngest person ever to have won Best Actor was 29 years old, and that was Adrian Brody when he played the pianist in The Pianist. So I feel like the Academy isn't about giving really young people awards.
But I think if anyone were to do it, it would be Timothy.
For sure. I mean, that scene at the end of that movie when he looks into the camera, like
Crying
everyone
for 5 minutes
has
straight.
been talking about that scene. I've never seen a movie
Blown away.
scene like that in
Blown
a
away.
movie ever. So
Everything. I mean, you
I
don't,
think-
you
yeah.
don't see him reading, acting. You don't see him like, okay, this is in the script. Like, sometimes you can catch out with act. Like, he is the role. He played it so beautifully, and I don't know. I'm hoping for it.
You know
I
what?
want to watch Call Me By Your Name tonight.
Me
I'm
too.
like, let's have a movie party.
In Titanic, like there's something about him that's
Right.
so captivating.
Ooh, I like
feel like
that.
he's like a little young Leo, where like, and now everyone's obsessed with him. He's on the cover of GQ. He's got all these new movies books.
Jennifer Lawrence is like, I'm waiting to marry him, and I'm like, girl, get in line.
No.
But I really feel like
I don't like that pairing. No.
honestly, I feel like if he doesn't win this award season, he's gonna be around for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean,
This
he's
is the
also
start.
in Lady Bird, which came out like I think this is really just the start for him. I think he's gonna have an amazing career.
Absolutely. So if he doesn't get an Oscar on Sunday, I think he's gonna get it in the
But
future.
I am rooting for him. I love it.
Yeah, I got our favorite moments with Timothy.
I don't know who I fooled to let me into a category with someone as talented as Mary J. Blige, but I will take it. The ease with which you are able to traverse across so many mediums with such skill, Miss Blige, is a tremendous inspiration. And I'm simply honored to have been included in the category with you tonight. And I'm serious about that.
You're not sick of me yet?
Oh, I just wanted to be with you. I'll go.
Hey, I like your band. With Jonah Ruiz, Len Fansnew.
No false in you.
Well, I saw your Thanksgiving show. My name's Ladybird.
It's weird you shake hands.
Yeah.
And And lastly, since I am a New York guy, thought I'd take a moment to thank some New York artists that have inspired me. Edie Falco, Mary J. Blige, Greta Gerwig, Josh Safdie, Cardi B, Al Pacino, Martin Scorsese, Kid Cudi, and my mom who's sitting right there. Peace and love. Thank you.
All right, guys, so it is now time to pack a punch. I wanted to talk about a movie that really packed a punch this year, Get Out. Do you guys remember when Get Out first came out and it was just everywhere? It was like everyone was talking about it. It was like, it really took over the zeitgeist.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
So Get Out really actually made history this year for a few different reasons. The first reason was it was one of the rare movies to get a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which was at the time, since then, like Lady Bird and a few other movies have gotten the same rating, but Get Out was the first movie to really ever do that.
That was a big moment, and I think it kind of was an underdog movie where you heard about it a ton, but then once it was like 100% Rotten Tomatoes, everyone's like, wait, what is this?
Right. And director Jordan Peele, who you guys may remember from Key and Peele, he's a comedian. Yes. He's been doing his kind of funny thing for a long time. So this very unique kind of combination of horror, satire, social commentary, that was it was like something totally unexpected.
It's like a concoction that he whipped up.
Exactly. And we hadn't really seen anything like that, you know, in movies before. No. So Jordan Peele actually made history as the first director to get Best Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture nomination. Yes. And he's a black man, so just saying, like, that is a really big moment in history for sure. And so he also made history because he is now he started this new genre, so he's going to be releasing a lot more like social commentary, satire, horror, genre mixed movies, and he's already making a movie which is coming out next year. He hasn't confirmed what it's about, but imagine all the things that he could talk about that were kind of like Get Out, but in a different way.
Yes. That was the big thing. Is I remember when my roommates and I sat down to watch a movie, we wanted to watch a scary movie, a horror movie. But I think what he does so well is he mixes this like sort of thrill of watching, you know, a thriller or a scary movie. But there is such a more deeper social construct within the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
And he did that so effortlessly. And then obviously it appealed to so many people.
And it takes great writing to do that. It's all about the subtext. It's not on the nose, you know, drama and scary, which we see in all these horror movies recently. Like the fact that he really created a genre, which it feels like he did, is so sick.
And
it's funny too. Like,
well, that's the thing. I think the most history-making thing that he did with this movie is he really showed like this was an indie movie about an interracial couple that was like horror/comedy. That does not sound like it's gonna break box office records, and it did. So it just goes to show that like if studios can take a chance on a movie, regardless of what it's about, that will really it could resonate with anyone. You don't have to necessarily like see yourself in the movie to go see it.
Totally. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Ari, because last year, obviously, we saw #OscarsSoWhite. Sorry, not last year, but we remembered the Oscar So White scandal and the social media outcry. And so this year, the Academy has changed things a bit. As obviously, last year, there were 6 Black acting nominees. But I have to say, I am a little hurt because as a Latina woman, and I'm sure you can feel me on this, it sucks that we are not seeing more Latinos being represented in the Academy or in Hollywood at all, right? So Latinos are the minority group that Hollywood excludes the most. Latinos make up 18% of the US population and 23% of them are frequent moviegoers. That is a huge chunk. But according to a recent study, only 3% of characters in films, speaking parts, are Latino. Yeah. That is incredibly crazy imbalance that I think that we need to fix. So the only one Hispanic man has ever won Best Actor, and no Hispanic woman has ever been named Best Actress. And the last Hispanic actor to win an Oscar was Penelope Cruz for Vicky Cristina Barcelona, which is one of my favorite movies, but it was for a supporting role. And although Latinos were nominated this year, it was for all things behind the camera, not in front of the camera. And I don't know, I'm bummed. I'm really over it. I think that, you know, I have seen, obviously we've progressed. I think that a lot of African Americans were nominated, but we need to like, where are the Latinos, where are the Asians? Let's keep it going. What do you guys think about this?
I mean, what's interesting is I actually last year, for the last Oscar season, wrote a really big deep dive reported feature about how Oscar So White does mean that we also need Latinos and Asian Americans in Hollywood as well. We've made a little bit of progress for Black folks, but now like we also need to look at what diversity means across the board. That was last year, and then looking at this year's nominees, things are literally exactly the same. So we actually republished my story from last year and all of those statistics because nothing has changed. So one of the things I think is interesting is we're focusing a lot on Me Too and Time's Up this year, but we're all of a sudden forgetting about Oscars So White. And I think we can talk about all things. We need more women. We need more brown people, period. That's it.
Preach, Ari. I mean, I think that absolutely sums it up. It's like you don't have to just focus on one cause, because that is a problem. You know, the fact that there is no more diversity than last year. When that was
Coco was my favorite movie of all time, so I hope it takes home. Yeah.
Speaking of another favorite movie that I loved that didn't get any love this year was The Florida Project. Out of all of the movies that I've seen nominated, it was one of my absolute favorites. What did you guys think of it?
Yeah.
I liked Florida Project.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was my favorite movie. But
I agree that I thought it should have gotten more love, but I wasn't like blown away by this movie.
I think it was very independent film vibe. I think I did like the social commentary. I did like what it talked about poverty, and thought the acting was incredible. But is it going to knock out Get Out or Shape of Water? I don't think so.
Yeah. I do have to say, I just thought it was so beautifully done. Willem Dafoe is actually nominated for Best Actor, and so he was the only one from his cast, though. But the other cast, we have Little Brooklyn Prince, who's the most adorable little girl.
Cute. She's really
cute.
And
then alongside Bria Venate, who's a newcomer, and she's actually typecasted for this role, so her first ever acting job was this movie. So I just thought the whole movie, everything was so good. It was like very documentary reality style, and I just really liked it. I thought very beautifully done. So that's another one that I think should have gotten a little more love.
Fair enough.
My unpopular opinion is about Lady Bird. I know that everyone really loved this movie, and I liked Lady Bird. I thought that it was like, everyone can see a little bit of themselves and their mothers in this movie, but all of the love that Lady Bird got this year, I thought it was a little bit overhyped. Like, the direction was not the greatest. I love that it was a woman director, love that it was mostly female cast, that's great, but I just feel like all of the hype was like a little bit extra for this movie, because I don't know, like, also like the storyline between her and her mom, like, I wasn't allowed to talk to my mom like that, and like just a lot of the different things, like, I was like, this is a cute movie, but I wasn't like, oh my god, like, this is me, which a lot of people were.
I think it just came at a really good time during Time's Up and Me Too, and it's a good moment for a female director. Do I agree with you? Do I think it was the best directing ever? No, I think like Get Out had some of the best directing I've seen.
For sure.
That being said, I thought it was a good, feel-good movie, but to be honest with you, like, it hasn't drawn me back. I haven't like want to go see it again.
Yeah.
Call Me By Your Name, on the other hand, like, get me to the theater now.
That's what's funny is, we were talking about this the other day, is when I think about Lady Bird, I do have fuzzy feelings. I'm like, I love it, but I can't really remember exactly what happened
in this movie, actually.
But you know what I think is so special is what I was going to say is the cast, and I think you can tell they have a very special relationship, and that kind of showed on screen. So I think people were more drawn to like the very specific characters.
Yeah, and Saoirse Ronan is like the best.
Exactly.
One interesting thing about Lady Bird too is that there was a movie with America Ferrera that came out in 2000 called Real Women Have Curves.
Love this movie.
And there was a writer who actually pointed out that there's a lot of similarities between that movie and Lady Bird, and it's not exactly the same plot, and maybe this is another Shape of Water situation, but it's really interesting that Greta Gerwig never really acknowledged any inspiration from that movie, and there was never really talks about how this Latino movie came out a long time ago, and it was actually kind of like a catalyst for a movie like Lady Bird, and no one really ever was talking about it.
And it's also weird that she never even acknowledged it once a writer pointed it out.
For sure.
Sketchy.
All right.
But guys, you know what? We're talking about all of these great Oscar nominations, and I think it's time to quiz you guys on your Oscar knowledge. So it is game time,
I know
baby.
You're already going to beat me at this.
I didn't know that we're going to be taking shots, and I'm going to be drunk, and like, this is how it's going to go.
So the game is called Hot Shot Lucky Number 7 Edition, and we have our lovely assistant, Allie, who's going to bring in a couple of our hot shots. So it's funny, with the Oscars...
Lord. Oh, my God. What's happening?
So with the Oscars, historically, they kind of follow a pattern, which is really interesting, doing some research about it. They all go in years of 7, are a lot of the really great movies. So 1987, 1997, 2007, 2017 have just had a lot of really good nominations.
Ooh, sorry.
So we're continuing our lucky number 7 streak today. So I have 10 questions, 5 for each of you.
Okay.
You have 7 seconds to answer on your own, and Allie will actually be keeping track of time. So if you don't know the answer, you can have 2 FaceTime friends. You guys have your friends selected.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And so if you don't know, you can have 2 FaceTime friends.
So I have 7 seconds. Do I say within the 7 seconds if I want to phone a friend?
Yes, you have 7 seconds to answer and or decide you want to phone a friend.
Okay, got it.
All right,
And
so
not at the same time.
so then if neither of you or your friend know the question, or if you don't know the question, you have to take a hot shot. Now, this isn't what you think.
Lord.
It's a mix of everything. So it can be, some are alcoholic, some are not. Some are different,
It smells
interesting
like
things.
alcohol.
Okay.
Some are not.
I'm going to win, so it's fine.
Okay, so, and Allie will be keeping track of the score too. So are you guys ready?
No, but it's...
Yeah, I mean...
All right, here we go.
It's barely... It's not even 1 p.m. yet. Not even 1 p.m.
Get insert on Friday. Okay, so first question is for Ariana.
Oh, God.
Good luck, girl.
This classic, get ready, Sarah. This classic movie won Best Picture in 1977, starring Woody Allen and Diane Keaton.
Oh, oh my God.
You have 4
Annie
seconds.
Hall.
Yes! Woo! Wait, I was getting nervous.
I literally was like New York and something.
Woo! All right,
I'm
Greg.
drinking champagne for that one.
A point for Ari.
So bad at the games.
Sarah. This film won Best Picture in 2007, and it involves a messy web of mobsters, the police department, and the criminal justice system, starring Leo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, and Jack Nicholson.
The Departed?
Yes.
I like how she whispered that. The Departed.
I like how scared she said she's not. The Departed. It was The Departed.
Because you were going to have to take a shot if it wasn't right.
All right, if I didn't make this game hard enough, I'm going to be upset. All right, I might leave off a couple clues here in the next few. All right, Ari. While 2007 wasn't quite as good as the other years, it still left us with a few crowd favorites, one of which involves Seth Rogen and the series of events that happened after a one-night stand.
Phone a friend.
Woo! She's phoning a friend!
I don't know Seth Rogen movies. That's like my weak spot.
I know the answer.
You guys are getting
Okay, I'm going to phone my friend Elena.
Great.
She is like entertainment, pop culture star, sitting upstairs. Elena, is that you? Please
So we
phone
are
me.
calling
I
Elena
don't want to
right
take a
now.
shot. Help. Elena will know. I feel like she's a youth. She knows the
Yay!
Hey,
Elena!
Okay, Elena.
right.
Help. I don't want to take a shot. Please help me.
All right, Elena, are you ready for this question? While 2007 wasn't quite as good as the other years, it still left us with a few crowd favorites, one of which involves Seth Rogen and the series of events that happened after a one-night stand. You have 7 seconds.
Knocked Up.
Yeah! That was so easy.
That was easy. Thanks, Elena. Thanks, girl.
Elena coming through.
There's some shots here that I would have had to take if you didn't help me out, so I appreciate you.
Perfect. Thanks, Elena. We might call you back in a minute.
Bye.
All right, so
I
question
forgot Seth Rogen was in that movie.
Right? I almost said Captain Marvel, which is a dead giveaway, I think.
All right, on to the next. I'm ready.
All right, Sarah. In 1987, the last emperor
Not alive yet.
took home. You remember that year? Nope. The last emperor took home the Best Picture award, but another one of the nominees became a fan favorite. It centers around Michael Douglas, a happily married writer whose world turns upside down after a fling with Glenn Close.
Fatal Attraction.
Okay, I made this too easy. I'm so mad.
Oh, you didn't. I just know my stuff.
Oh, okay. We're going, all right.
Okay. Ari. The Shape of Water is the 10th film in Oscar history to earn 13 nominations. I picked this one for you. I know you love Shape of Water. The current record's 14. Can you name all 3 movies that hold the record?
Oh.
What the hell, girl? Do I have a second? I know this. Okay, Titanic.
Good. Yep, Titanic. You got 3 seconds, baby.
Oh, can I phone a friend again?
Woo!
I got 2, right? I got 2 phone friends, right?
She gets 2 friends.
Elena,
call her back.
I can only remember Titanic right now. Shoot, I know. The other 2.
I love this.
This game is like jazzing me up too much. Okay,
all right, Elena's got to help me out. Hey, girl, we're back. Okay.
All right. The Shape of Water is the 10th film in Oscar history to earn 13 nominations. The current record is 14. Can you name all 3 movies that hold this record?
I got one of them right, which is Titanic. I need the other 2.
You have 7 seconds.
Wait, 3 movies that have 14 nominations?
Yeah.
You better not be Googling.
And one is Titanic.
Gone with the Wind?
Ari's taking a shot. Come on, that was a good guess though.
Thanks,
all right,
Elena.
bye,
honey.
Okay, that was really hard. That was a hard one.
Okay, you guys, I got you off easy, the other ones.
What were the other 2?
La La Land
Oh.
and All About Eve.
Take your shot, Ari.
I was not going to get
It
that.
looks like
Ooh,
Lusa
are
de
you sure?
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm going to take this one. This one looks like lemonade. Stop looking at me, everyone.
Here we go.
Hey!
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
A light, refreshing snack. All right, Sari.
Yeah, I'm ready.
1997 was also a notable year for another movie that was nominated for Best Picture, but many people believe it should have been. It tells the story of a young boy living in Brooklyn who lives for the weekends and signs up for a dance competition.
Phone a friend.
Ooh.
Sojourner.
Get Sojourner on the phone.
For a dance competition.
Oh, I know this one, I think.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Soj.
Hello. Hey.
So
Hey, guys.
your help. Emily's about to say a question. If not, I have to take a shot. Are you down to help me?
Oh, what is this about? Oh my goodness.
All right, here we go. 1997 was a notable year for another movie that wasn't nominated for Best Picture, but many people believe it should have been. It tells the story of a young boy living in Brooklyn who lives for the weekends and signs up for a dance competition. You have 7 seconds.
7 seconds. Wait, can you repeat the question? A young boy.
This movie tells the tale of a young boy living in Brooklyn who lives for the weekends and signs up for a dance competition.
Who lives for the weekends, signs up for a dance?
Four.
Oh, the rest. Oh. Girl, Serena, prepare to take that shot. Girl.
Disco Saturday Night Fever?
No, that's... Did she get it?
Saturday Night Fever.
What? No. 1997.
You said 99. Ooh.
Yeah, I was.
77.
Yeah.
I might have
Emma taking a shot. Emma taking a shot.
I got it right. Just said Saturday Night Fever. I did.
I thought that, but then I was like, I must have.
I was like, John Travolta, what?
I know. Oh, my dear God.
Well,
anyways, question number...
No, you have to take it.
Take that shot. Take that shot.
Oh,
I thought that was what it
you.
was, but then I was like, well, 97. Maybe I'm...
Okay, I copy and pasted that wrong, obviously.
Take a shot.
Please, dear God, don't do this to me. I did this to myself.
Yeah. What it tastes like.
Ooh, a ginger shot. Ooh, a ginger shot.
Chase it with champagne.
That's what you get, girl. I said Saturday Night Fever. I did.
God, that's
At
what
the
I was
last moment.
thinking. And I was like, that's not 97.
Wow, I'm away. Okay. Ugh.
This is what happens when the youths come up with these questions.
This year also marks the release of one of Matt Damon's and Ben Affleck's earliest films. They wrote the script and starred in the movie about a young boy with genius capabilities.
I know this. Oh my God, the movie with Robert
5.
Williams. What is that movie?
4.
Good Will Hunting.
Dang. Yep. You're right. I'm making
I
this
love
game
you're
harder.
upset that she's getting them right.
She's like, yep, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
All right, number 8, Sari. Although not nominated, this movie stole the hearts of the public with performances by Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey.
Is this Footloose?
No. Shot.
Call a friend, yo.
Too late. You already gave your answer.
Woo! All right, you're up, baby. And it's Dirty Dancing.
Footloose? Really?
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait.
That one.
Okay, which one?
That one.
All right. Ooh, mistake.
It's water.
I don't think that was water.
What was that?
That was vodka, guys. That was vodka.
Straight burn.
She's like, it was water. Oh.
T.O.
Emily Pearl's getting payback after this, by the way.
Did you smell the vodka right before you took it too? Okay, oh my gosh.
It's going to be okay.
Okay, so Ari. In 2018, oh my gosh, I love this. All right, this year, we are in 2018, there are 3 actors that are repeat nominees from last year. Can you name all 3?
Oh, God. Repeat actors from last year.
Seconds.
Stop!
4.
This is too much pressure. Hold on. Wait.
2, 1. Play the game, baby.
7 seconds is not long enough. By the time I thought,
It's lucky number 7.
What were the answers?
Take your shot first, and I'll tell you. I'll reward you later.
I'm still dying from the shot.
That ginger shot. Do it. Did she get the water?
Just kidding. It was H2O.
Here we are hydrating her.
I feel so refreshed.
This game is not right.
All right, the answers to that are Denzel Washington, Meryl Streep, and Octavia Spencer.
Are we done?
Last one, Sari. The Best Picture winner is still noted today as one of the best and most famous movies of all time. I'm only going to say this. Who could forget the scene with the hand in the foggy car?
Excuse me? What?
Come on, girl. I'm on a boat.
No, don't. You.
I'm trying to
She
help
helped her.
She takes I don't want to take
a friend.
She doesn't even know the answer. Come on.
Done.
How old are you again?
23.
Can I give her a hint?
No, or you're taking a shot too.
I'm trying to help this poor girl. She took a whole shot of vodka.
I'm sorry, but this game is hilarious.
I was going to, oh wait.
Soj.
You better get this one right, because I can't take
So
another shot.
Joanna's going to get this.
All right. This Best Picture winner is still noted today as one of the most best and most famous movies of all time. I'm only going to say this. Who could forget the scene with the hand in the foggy car?
The hand in the where?
Foggy car.
Foggy car?
7 seconds.
Serena, prepare to take that shot.
Oh my God!
Thank
I just want to say, if I got this question, could I say the
That's
answer?
what I'm good to
Can I say the answer?
What's the answer?
And never mind, I can't sing the song. I can't sing the
Oh,
song.
yeah, right.
Titanic.
Oh, baby. All right, Sarah, you're up.
Were you alive when that movie came out?
For sure. Okay, Dios mío, I don't know. I can't. What is that?
Unclear.
Poor Serena. You don't remember the scene when they're in the back of the car and she's like,
That looked like that was mixed with something.
yeah.
What was that? Serena gets to go home after
Serena's going to take a little time after this.
Wait, it was orange juice and tequila, so a nice mixture of things.
Can I have a? Can I have some water?
All right. I do have to say that I am very impressed. I thought that was going to be a little tougher for you guys. So just ready. Next game, it is going down. Thank you guys for playing.
All right, so now that torture is over with, I'm very excited because we've been talking about nominations, but we haven't talked fashion yet. So I found just the right girl to come talk to us about fashion. She just so happens to be my real life bestie, but she's also our fashion news writer at Refinery29. Welcome, Channing Harvey.
Woo, welcome.
Thank you.
You look ready for the Oscars already. You look so cute.
You guys look ready for the Oscars with your Time's Up pin.
Oh, yeah.
Does Serena look a little different to you, a little tipsy perhaps from our game?
I mean, girl, you're a champ. I don't know that I could have done that.
So, Channing, we are going to pour you a little drink too.
Why,
tell
thank
us
you.
a little bit about what we're talking about, all things fashion.
So it's interesting, this award season, we really saw fashion move into like the front light as like a form of protest, like a real form of protest. Why? Thank you. Strong pour there.
Well, did you just see our game?
Cheers to fashion.
We're not saying anything lately.
Cheers to fashion.
Get on our level, girl.
Serena, okay?
Serena's like,
Serena's like, tell us.
Go on.
So, we watched our favorite celebrities like walk the red carpet, and they didn't do it in their typical like fancy gowns. They like made a statement every single time they showed up at an award show. So, for the Golden Globes, everyone wore black to show solidarity with Time's Up and like to just bring awareness to the, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm here.
The sexual assault allegation. Oh no, this is not funny. The sexual assault allegations. And then for the SAGs, they did not wear a particular color, but everyone like you ladies wore their Time's Up pins. At the Grammys, they wore their red roses. And so on Sunday at the Oscars, we don't think there's going to be any particular color, but we do think that the pins are going to be like a major focus point just to remind people to donate to the legal fund associated with Time's Up and to draw awareness to their cause.
I don't know. Do you guys think that pins are enough? I've been going back and forth on this. Like, I think pins is like, it's a little nice touch, but it's not as much of a statement as wearing all black.
But you know what I will say is I love red carpet fashion. It's probably one of my favorite things about award shows. So I kind of do like the fact that you can still, showcase designers and showcase, your personal style, but still, come together in unity. And I think being, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, Channing, is being able to still have that platform to talk about things that matter, but again, still having one piece of your whole outfit represent something bigger.
Totally. That being said, I feel like because they're wearing a pin, it maybe won't be as much of a topic of conversation compared to at the Golden Globes when everyone was in black.
Right.
That was what everyone was
had to
talking
make
about.
your point,
And I
yeah.
love that too. You could still see people's self-expression, personal style. But it was really cool. Like, how are they going to wear black? How are they going to take this theme? It's kind of like the Met Gala vibes, right? Like, it's like doing that. And I don't know. I hope that it comes up as much on the carpet in conversation as it would if they were all wearing one color.
But I do think it's possible to love fashion, love style, and still talk about things that are important, obviously.
Totally.
So I think that the emphasis needs to be on the celebrities and the people who are asking the questions to make sure just because I'm wearing this fabulous dress doesn't mean that I can't still talk about what's happening.
And Ari, that brings us full circle to what we were talking about earlier with the way E covers and choosing to still have Ryan Seacrest cover, which is just a whole interesting conversation of how we are going to discuss it.
I also think, though, it's so important to acknowledge the designers and the stylists who bring it's a big night for them, too. I don't think it's fair to just be like, oh, we're going to bypass this sort of the industry to punish one person.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Yeah, I totally agree with
What
that.
do you think about when people say that wearing something, whether it be a pin or a color or a flower, isn't enough? Is not enough to do. It's just like kind of like a way. It's almost a passive thing to do in terms of continuing the movement.
I see that argument, and I do think there's some validity there, but I still think that fashion is a very strong form of protest. And even if it's just to draw awareness to what it is that your pin or whatever the color that you're wearing represents, that too is important.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, Channing, just on a fun note, a lighter note, what trends do you think that we're going to see on this red carpet? Because Oscars is one of the biggest nights that we see in fashion.
One of the biggest, and I think we're still going to see a lot of pantsuits, fashion as protest, mermaid dresses, and then the sheer like Beyonce gowns. Everyone still loves to wear those. It will be interesting to see, however, if anyone wears Marchesa. This is a brand that Harvey Weinstein co-owned with his wife, Georgina Chapman, and a lot of times he would dress leading ladies of his films in this gown, like in Marchesa. And so we saw it a lot on the red carpet, and there's been rumors that he bullied specific people. Jessica Chastain has come out and said that he strong-armed her a few times. Kerry Washington also. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone feels solidarity with Georgina for kind of being punished for his actions. But then again, maybe are we just all taking a step back?
Which I was shocked to hear that. I didn't realize, like, because you always just heard of people wearing Marchesa on the red carpet, but I never would have put the 2 and 2 together.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm not shocked. I mean, it sucks, but like, with all the things that he's done with his power and abuse of power, I'm sure he was like, wear my wife's gown, like you're doing that, I got you this movie.
Agreed.
So that doesn't surprise me at all.
But I don't know if I feel bad for Georgina.
Right.
In some ways I do, but it also makes me wonder, like, did we even was Marchesa even a great brand before this? Like, would it have been or become what it was without Harvey Weinstein?
No, probably not.
Right?
She got it funded by him.
And then again, that takes away from every other designer who has worked to be in that place, who wanted to be represented, but instead it was, again, an abuse of power.
It's definitely like a weird construct. Like, it's complicated, right? Because on one hand, like, I want to support her as a woman, and as a designer, she is talented. But then it's like, well, is she who she is because of him, which it kind of is.
And you never want to put the blame on the woman or the wife for the man's actions, because we don't know what her involvement was, what she did or didn't know, and really he has to take ownership for what he did. But at the same time, that's kind of like blood money that was funding her. Yeah, so it's definitely very complicated.
Yeah, it really is.
Anyway. Thank you so much,
Thank
Channing,
you
for
having
joining
me.
us.
My champagne, guys.
Oh, of course.
We'll be watching your face. Can't wait to see all of your fashion coverage.
It's going to be so great.
Serena, chin up.
Okay, guys, so we are talking all about fashion, but one thing we're going to talk about too is all of the amazing new movies coming out in 2018. So let's take a look at the movies to watch out for at the.
Emily had a shot as well, so
a ginger shot. I'm putting that down, and I'm going to say, check out this package for all of the new movies coming out in 2018 that might make an appearance at next year's Oscars. 2018. The Oscars just a couple of days away, we're all channeling our inner movie critic. From sci-fi to mystery, sequels and remakes, 2018 is bringing it.
Let's have some fun.
Let's jump right in with a favorite that is sure to clean up at next year's Oscars, Black Panther. The blockbuster is expected to be #1 at the box office for the 3rd weekend in a row, bringing global ticket sales to over $800 million. Based on the 1962 novel, A Wrinkle in Time packs a powerhouse of female leads, including Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, Gugu Mbatha, Storm Reed, and of course, Oprah.
We've sent in drones and teams of people, but nothing comes back. But something has.
Natalie Portman is back in her first big thriller since Black Swan. In Annihilation, she plays a biologist who goes on an expedition into a disaster zone after her husband goes missing.
You need to know what's inside.
If she's compromised, she will be eliminated.
What have you done?
Jennifer Lawrence is also keeping us on our toes with the newly released Red Sparrow. And Claire Foy is flat out fierce in her first role since The Crown, playing a woman on the verge of a nervous breakdown in Unsane.
I am being held here against my will.
For a lighter mystery, check out Game Night, starring Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams.
Is this gun real?
Oh, no, Annie.
Blood!
But 2018 may go down as the year of the sequel, with over 15 films showcasing their continuations.
Your time's up, dumbass.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
Whatever the genre, one thing's for sure, My Movie Pass will be putting in a lot of work this year. All right, guys, it has been such a fun episode, and I don't know about y'all, but I am so excited. Make sure you tune in to the Oscars on Sunday on ABC at 6:30, and we'll see you next time.
I think Serena needs to watch Titanic.
Bye.
Bye, guys.